Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Snap Raccoon, and this commentary is going to be all about the hype train for video games. Are they out released too early? Is there too much information out right now about games that are not coming out till years in the future or months in the future? We're going to talk about a different couple of games. I'm going to give examples and I would love your feedback in the comments below. Quickly, we're just going to touch on the video that's in the background. This is my best game on S&D in ever on a Call of Duty game. I go 12-3, which may not be absolutely beastly by like professional standards and other people on YouTube standards, but for me, since I don't play S&D, I don't like the single kill kind of thing, this was pretty damn good for me. So anyway, the hype train. We're going to talk about Black Ops 3 because I've been vocal with a couple of friends about this and I just want to share my opinion on it. I honestly believe having the multiplayer reveal and the YouTubers like say Drifter, T Martin, Ali A, a lot of other people releasing a lot of the information and a lot of footage really early on. I mean, we're talking this game, it's June, July when they told us about this. It's not out for 5 months. This is too early for me, and I can understand what Activision is trying to do. They understand the position that they are in. E3, big stage for them to release it. Why not move up the multiplayer reveal to then to give you the biggest stage of all? But I thought what they've done in previous years, where they've had the multiplayer reveal after E3, have its own little separate thing, would just be brilliant. Fair enough. I can understand a lot of people nowadays, especially with esports and the announcement to the beta this year, that people will want to get on the hype train early for the multiplayer because that's where majority of the money is thrown at and that's where the majority of people will buy the game for. However, with all this information leaked so early, I think it has a knock-on effect to A, the hype for Black Ops 3, and B, for the current game, Sledgehammer's game, Advanced Warfare, which is one that I personally love. I believe it has a knock-on for the hype that Sledgehammer games are actually getting for their game. There are still a lot of people to play it. There's still 5 months left of its life, and there's still one DLC to come out. And at the time of the BO3 reveal, the multiplayer reveal, the Supremacy DLC hadn't released for the PC and PlayStation users. So for me, to have all this information and for detracting kind of the attention away from it, fair enough, there is a huge pocket of the community that hates Advanced Warfare. You know, I can kind of understand them people leaning more towards Black Ops 3 and wanting to see the new Call of Duty, it's Treyarch, please save us Treyarch, all them hashtags and all that. I can understand people really wanting to get into Black Ops 3 really early on to try and hype up and forget the memories of the past two CODs where they've not had a good time, and hopefully Treyarch will bring back their love for the franchise. But I do think the hype for Black Ops 3 is going to mean that the YouTubers like myself and other standard commentators who can't have this footage early, when it drops, are really limited to what they can do when this game drops. If you think about it, all the analysis for the perks, all the analysis for the big score streaks, all the announcements, all that kind of stuff, unless you have a massive fan base, unless you actually get in there and get some early footage, I think it's really going to affect us. And I know it's a business decision, I really do. From a personal level, it hurts. It really does, because there's not enough for the little guys to go on, try and make a name for ourselves. You've got to be already in there with the big guys to actually stand a chance with this. So leave your comments down below on the Black Ops 3 and the hype train for that specifically in the comments below. I would love to know your feedback. Now we're going to move on to the next part of it. I'm going to talk about Quantum Break and I'm going to talk about the release for that, but this also goes for games that have been announced for about say a year and a half ago and not heard much. You know, I'm not going to talk about Quantum Break because it's a game that I'm passionate about, but there'll be plenty that you guys will think about, and leave your examples in the comments below. But Quantum Break was announced at the Xbox reveal and was potentially going to be out with the Xbox One when it first come out, because I was able to pre-order that. I put £1 down to pre-order that and have it with the console. Then it got knocked back. Look at it now, we're the 8th of July when I'm recording this, 2015, and the game is still not going to be out until at least winter, Christmas this year, and he's possibly, I reckon it's not going to be out till say April next year. April 2016 is when I expect to have Quantum Break in my hands. So, games like that, it had a big hype because it was Remedy Interactive. They did Alan Wake, Microsoft Studios. It was going to be this massive game, interspliced with a kind of a sitcom TV kind of thing, groundbreaking stuff. Really got me excited, I'm not going to lie. And there's been drips and drabs of information since. Eurogamer last year, we managed to sit in and watch like 10 minutes. Probably 10 minutes of gameplay, looked phenomenal. I was really pumped, but you could only watch it. And then E3 this year, when I think I can't remember the guy who did the Xbox presentation, but then he talked about that he's going to be at Gamescom. Again, that goes down to August, so it's another month before I'm going to see anything more. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when I go to EGX this year, I'll be able to get my hands on it. If it's a case of the game will not be there to play and you just have to watch the demo, I will still love it and I'll still watch the demo. But games like that, slow release, the hype was built a little bit. Now it's kind of gone down into the ether because other games have come out and been developed and announced since then, so the hype for that has overridden it. Now, to be perfectly honest, if you talk about a lot of people at the start of Xbox One's life about Quantum Break, they would have loved it. Now you talk about it, they just kind of go, nah, it's that game that Remedy's working on, you know. It's kind of one of them. It's forgotten. Obviously I haven't forgotten it, and the die-hard fans won't forget it. But the generic hype for that game is down, completely low down in the market scheme. It's been overtaken by other games. To be perfectly honest, my hype for that game is actually less than Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 at this moment in time. I still want to see Quantum Break, but it's not as hyped up as Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. And I reckon that could actually be out before Quantum Break. So, you know, is the hype, is the too much information revealed too early? Should developers, fair enough, if there are kinks in the development, they may get pushed back. I can understand that. But is there too much rush on the development studios and the publishers to get information out early to start the hype or to actually keep them relevant? Or is it just a case of we are that impatient as gamers, we want to hear everything now and we want to see everything now, and we've got that fickle of a memory that if we don't see it every 5 seconds in our feed, we'll forget about it and just go, oh, move on to the next one, because that's how short our attention span is. Is that the case? So leave your feedback in the comments below. I've been the Sniper Raccoon, hope you like this commentary, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys. Try.